This is Saturday Morning Express. Alright, folks. Mr. Tommy Schuu had a very nice video. I enjoy his videos. There's only a handful of folks I actually get to watch the majority of their videos. Mr. Schuu, VW Darren, I watch most of his. Street Rodder, I poke in on him. Mostly I have a hard time watching Mr. Street Rodder's videos because I'm very fucking jealous. It's gorgeous and beautiful out there, and he's at car shows that I wish I could be at. I still try to catch what I'm able. Anyhow, this isn't just a shout out. This is a Saturday morning. This is kind of a response to the Schuu's video he just put up. His concept, his idea, his observation. There we go. Money don't make you happy. Sure as hell don't make you sad. Here's a true story, true movie fucking observation in my life. Money don't make you sad. That's a fact. To some extent, I have seen people that are controlled by their emotions, ruled by their emotions, and controlled by money to a large degree. The emotion of greed, and greed isn't bad, don't get me wrong. Greed, to my concept, to my ideals, my observations of the human condition, is not a bad aspect. Greed pushed us into the Industrial Revolution. There were bad things that came with that. There's a lot more good that come out of it. Greed is going to push us into a new world of electric fuel cells and alternative fuels. You don't have scientists out there making these because they're altruistic and want to save the fucking world. It doesn't exist. That type of reasoning doesn't exist. If you believe you're an altruist, you're fucking lying to yourself. Alright, so, that aside, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that in just a minute. And the idea of money not making you sad. For someone of Tommy's values, that's fact. Tommy doesn't have, from what I've observed, from my conversations, which are many over the phone, doesn't have that type of character makeup to be controlled by the concept of money. I've literally seen millionaires. Yeah, I've known a few. Common folk like me, yes. In Iowa, millionaires are fewer and further between than other areas of the country. We're not economically depressed, but we have a more level economy here. The disparity between the working poor and or welfare cases versus the uber wealthy isn't as broad. I don't see that concept as much. One man in particular amassed a lot of wealth. Well, he amassed the wealth through incorrect means. Really. He really hurt a lot of people doing it. It was in real estate when I was still flipping houses, things like that. The more money he got, the more paranoid, the more exhausted, the more scared, frightened, and sad this old broken man became. Because he was scared to death of losing his money. But I can tell you, Tommy Schuu ain't wrong. I would much rather have a mint 66 Fairlane 500 I'm crying in than my broke ass Chevy truck. The only difference between those two would be copious amounts of money. I read a lot. I read Robert Kiyosaki, Napoleon Hill, wealth building individuals. They're gurus. It's all a sales ploy, yada yada, whatever. It is, it's true. But here's a concept that Mr. Kiyosaki put forth in a book. Many state the fact of, well, I'm not wealthy because I got you kids. I find my striving and my drive to be wealthy because I have my kids. I want to give them, I want to make sure they've got enough wealth behind them they can do anything they want. But not so much they can do nothing at all. You know, another Kiyosaki point is It's not the love of money which is the root of all evil, it's the lack of money. The disparaging issues between economic classes is a growing concern. But most of it falls on your poor and middle class. Do not teach your children about money. We got a bunch of idiots in Washington that were never taught about money. Alright, that aside, let's get off that soapbox. I got a plan, I follow it. It's slow in the coming, and I know it is. It'll be 40. I'll be 40 before I see any real shapings in the direction I'm aiming my life. If you don't know, that's 4 years from now. About 3.5 actually, but still, it's gonna take a while. That's okay. I'm broke. I'm not poor. Broke is a solvable problem. Poor is a philosophy. It's internal. You internalize it. It's perspective. You know, I haven't had any big, here, have this. I've had family help me out on multiple occasions. My dear, sweet mother has helped me out quite a bit. And okay, I'm appreciative. And those are debts of both financial and just grit that I'm in the process of returning. Here's a simple idea. I strive for wealth for this concept. We borrow this world from our children. My Uncle Danny, may the gods bless his soul and he rest well, growing up drilled into me, if I borrow something, I return it in like or better condition. Well, I sure as hell am going to return this world to my children in like or better condition. My strivings for the concept of wealth isn't to sit on a bunch of money. It's to do something to better my little corner of my crazy fucking world. Back to this concept of altruism, and I'm going to cut this short. There's no such thing as altruism or an altruistic person doing something just because you can, not expecting particularly anything in return. I try to do little things that I'm capable of for people that have no capacity to give me anything in return or help me or make my life better. Oh, well, that's altruistic bullshit. That's a lie. I've come to terms with this. I understand this. I'm not altruistic. Why do I do it then? Well, I've had little assistance, little bits of assistance on the way to where I'm at now, which technically is less than zero. But hey, who's counting, right? That's in some small ways me paying that debt back. I don't enjoy owing debts. If I owe a debt, I pay it back. If I fuck something up, I fix it, and I expect those opportunities to do such. And also in those little acts of, quote, selfless kindness, two things happen. I feel good. I help people because it makes me feel good. Psychologically, spiritually, I feel good. It's really that simple. That's not altruism. That's greed. Greed. Greed is good in the correct concepts. Greed to the point of hurting others for your gains isn't worth it. I'm free. I am a free man because I acknowledge that. I acknowledge I am responsible for everything I may do or not do. I am controlling my own direction, my learning, my philosophies in life. I control that. I am free because I know I am. Not because some fucking government says I am. Not because some politician out east is telling me I out of this or out of that. With that comes also a certain responsibility of my freedom, my liberty stops at the point it infringes upon yours or anyone else's. I don't agree with handouts. I don't agree with a lot of our social assistance these days. You have professional welfare people. All right, off that soapbox. Moving on. Altruism. The first one, like I said, makes me feel good. I got to smile for a day, you know? Now, I'm not saying, bend over and let someone service the account and be like, oh, well, he got a freebie, whatever. No. It doesn't matter how little or how much you do. You charge for every single line item on that fucking project. Now, the second thing. Being someone that does willfully assist others. Being someone of your word, of your honor. You will gain that respect. You will gain that certain name or notoriety in circles around. That guy right there, he takes care of shit. He takes care of people. You fall down, go boom. The chances of a catastrophic failure occurring are minimal. Because you've laid that groundwork. If such a thing does occur, the assistance required just to dust you off and get you standing back up. Nothing fancy, no handouts, no, oh here, we're going to pave your way for you. Enough that you don't lose at all. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, financially, are much greater. Recognition feeds the ego. So, altruistic? No. Realistic? Yeah, I'm a realist. If I come to a circumstance like, oh, I need to do this or I need to do that for XYZ, I stop myself and go, all right, you greedy bastard, what do you really want out of this? Always boils down to the same thing. Maybe not on point recognition, that guy, but building me into that being I care to be, I wish to be. Those are stepping stones. So if you're an altruist, I don't know, you're lying to yourself. Go find the real reason you do what you do. It's not for selfish means. Human beings are selfish. You acknowledge you're selfish, you can do a hell of a lot more for you and everyone around you if you understand the true anchoring motivations around what you're doing. I haven't really been able to articulate this, and this is kind of a message I've wanted to deliver in best capabilities. There's no such thing as altruism. There's no such thing as altruism. It doesn't occur in this world because humans are greedy. Remember that. Find out what your root greed is and service that to a positive means. There's too many people out there that are greedy, that service their greed in at an instinctual level without ever asking why, who, or how. That's our problems. Doesn't have anything to do with the ideas of money. Fuck, it's just money. It's a fiat currency. It's backed by a promise by the motherfuckers that own our government. What do you think government promises? Yeah, that's what I thought. Now, how about the motherfuckers that own the government? What do you think about their promises? Even if you know nothing about them, the higher level in the bureaucracy you get, the less promises mean. So if you get out above and beyond the bureaucracy of our government to the people that own it, okay, so here today, gone tomorrow. Just keep in mind, greed is good, chase it to a positive means. Be honest with yourself, stop fucking lying. If you let emotions rule your judgment and your decision making, stop. It's not that easy, but stop. You can't let emotions rule those things. You'll never get anywhere. Clicking this off, you folks have a great day. Mr. Thomas Schuu, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not saying it's not an oncoming train, but we can hope. So until then, until next time, you folks have a great day. And remember, you're a greedy bastard. Just admit it, acknowledge it, understand it, and understand why. We can push humanity to whole different levels if people just grasp that one idea. Don't be embarrassed. You're greedy. Celebrate it.